Hi there, this is Melly Test of magicwithmelly.com, and this is an intuitive concept logo design briefing. The intuitive concept is the first stage in my intuitive logo design process and allows you to kind of get a taste for what is coming through intuitively and decide whether or not you would like to proceed. So I'm going to flip you around and show you my latest logo sketch, which I'm in love with. So I'm going to start out by showing you the initial sketches. I really just kind of played around with some different concepts here. The idea of sun and moon for dawn and dusk, the idea of a cocoon, different kind of ideas of a cocoon, the idea of a sphere with a disc and kind of dynamic movement, planetary energy came in. This was kind of the initial bit that I was first happy with the heart, kind of the cocoon being wrapped around the heart, and then the idea of sun and moon, and the flames also, the flames and the moon, you know, sun and moon together create their own alchemy, you know, the yin and the yang, dawn and dusk, and also the flames kind of echo that growth, you know, that growth out of this beautiful, nourishing situation here with the cocoon. And then I wanted to play around with some more. So there were some other ideas I was just kind of bringing around. And I had this little one down here where it was almost like, you know, nesting. And then that just, it didn't feel as open as I wanted it to feel. So I was playing around on yet another page. This concept kind of came out where I had the sun and the moon, almost like wings growing out of, you know, the heart, which is being wrapped with tendrils. And then I almost brought in this kind of planetary energy with the, almost like Saturn's ring, right? And then I was playing around some more with some of these like nurtured nesting hearts. And then I came back to the same concept from the first page, from this page here, and I made it a little bit smaller. I wanted to play with the ratios a little bit. And ultimately, I kept coming back to this first one that I started working on. So then I took this to my watercolor paper. And you can see right here, it's a little bit shadowy, but then I used my watercolors. And the coolest thing was the, you can see the swatches that I was playing around with. The primary colors that I was drawn to was Sugar Light, which is an actual crystal ground up into watercolor. I initially thought about Cobalt Teal, but then it didn't come through in this watercolored piece, which again, these colors aren't necessarily final. This arrangement isn't necessarily final. This is our starting point for additional editing, for rearranging, or whatever else my clients feel drawn to play with. But I thought it was cool that Sugar Light and Moon Glow were the two colors used kind of for the moon. I brought in some Pyrrole Orange and some Cadmium Yellow for these sort of flames. Rhodonite is another crystal, and that is ground into a watercolor and was used for the heart. And then there's a Cascade Green, and Fuchsite was mixed with May Green for the lighter green. So Fuchsite is another crystal. So lots of crystal energy coming through in this particular logo configuration once I started playing around with color. And there's really that sense of the greenery, the darker green, which is really enfolding this heart, and then the brighter greens and the more sparkly greens coming around the outside really show that freshness. And they're opening up. It's like this cocoon is gradually opening up. And it's not thrusting the heart into the world, but it's allowing the heart to kind of view the world and, you know, stand out and be seen as these, you know, leaves, cocoon leaves gently open. Rebel Heart, this was just a, you know, tentative typesetting with a font reminiscent of something my client sent me. I was playing around here a little bit with maybe adding, you know, dots to echo the design, and there would probably be some other elements that we would bring down from the design just to accent the typesetting a little bit more. But this is the final logo sketch concept. You can see here on the page I was kind of playing around with some other stuff. But this is really where we're at in terms of our first iteration for the logo concept sketch. And hopefully you found that somewhat enlightening. Intuitive logo design is really my passion because there is so much that goes into this mark. And this is a mark that represents you and your business on a soul level. We are not separate from our businesses. Our businesses are a piece of us. And so while our business may have its own consciousness, and while I do tune in to align you to the potential of your business and the potential of your presence, it's really about that wholeness and that unity and bringing through the essence, a deeper, more powerful, more potent essence than just some generic logo that you could pull off of, 99 Designs or Fiverr or something like that. So I really, really love being able to share this gift with you because it is delightful every time to see what unfolds.